All right. It's time for you to wake up and win. Yes, this is the Wake Up and Win morning motivation podcast powered by CTR Media Network. I'm your host Tina, and this podcast is designed to fuel your mind with positivity, elevate your business. If you happen to be a podcast or TV host, it will help you with that, or entrepreneur. It will also inspire you to take these small little steps, daily actions. Each episode includes powerful insights, simple actionable strategies, a quote, a Bible verse, and a call to action to help you achieve your level of success. And so on today, we are going to have this conversation about the CEO mindset, how you, yes, and you can think like a boss, acting like a leader. Yes, that was a mouthful. Let me say it again. The CEO mindset, thinking like a boss, acting like a leader. What exactly does that mean? Well, we're going to discuss that on today so that you can have this down packed on this amazing Friday and you'll be able to catapult Small Business Saturday. Okay, that's coming up tomorrow. But before we get started with this particular episode, you know how we do. We ask you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, uh drop a comment, let us know where you're tuning in from. We want you to share and subscribe. Yes, like, comment, share, and subscribe, because remember, sharing is what? Caring. Let's go ahead and jump into this topic of discussion on today, because it's clearly a difference. It's If you are an entrepreneur, you're going to find yourself on one side or the other, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. It is a big difference between a struggling entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur mindset. We have only two sides of the coin. You're either going to be a struggling entrepreneur or a successful entrepreneur. And guess what? They both start in the same place. It starts with your mind. So I need you to stop thinking like you're an employee, and I need you to start thinking like an owner. For many entrepreneurs that come from the working space, being an employee for a certain amount of time, what happens is we carry that same mindset over to our entrepreneurship. And I'm guilty of it too. So I'm not even going to act like I was just this amazing entrepreneur in the beginning. It actually took me years, and I'm still working on it every single day, on making sure I have the right mindset, okay? Because it's very easy to revert back to what you did the longest. I worked for other people for a long period of my life. Okay. So having that employee mindset is more consistent in my life than being a full time entrepreneur. So, for all of you who are leaving or transitioning or trying to transition from being an employee working for someone else to now being the CEO, the boss, and the leader of your company, I hope this will help you. And for those of you who are just getting ready to embark on entrepreneurship, you won't have to make the mistakes that we did. You'll go ahead and start off right. Go ahead and get your mindset together so that you can go ahead and be as successful as you desire to become. But I'm gonna give you 5 tips on how you can have the CEO mindset. You can think like a boss, and you can act like a leader instead of keeping that employee mindset, which is detrimental to an entrepreneur life. Okay. And so, number one, you need to make decisions based on long term strategies. You need to stop reacting, start planning. Entrepreneurs, what we do, we plan. We do not just do things from the seat of our pants. When you are really meticulous about what you're doing with your business, everything is planned. Everything is planned. Maybe when you was a employee for someone else, you did not see the need to plan, because guess what? Your employer has the plan and tell you the call of action on what you're going to do from day to day. You didn't have to do that, but you're going to have to learn how to start planning and making decisions based on long-term goals and not short-term fixes. Okay. because that's the long game that we want to have to be able to build, grow, and scale and be able to leave a legacy to our families, right? So we have to have the right mindset of I am in it for the long run, not just for a short period of time. Number two, you need to invest in people. When you are a entrepreneur, what do I mean? A CEO mindset understands that the buck don't stop with them. They understand that you only as strong as your team. So you need to start building leaders within your business because you can't do everything all the time. You can't be all things to all people. You cannot be in multiple places at one time to be able to do all these things as you scale, as you grow. So leaders build teams, not just businesses. Anybody can start a business in minutes. Literally, you can start it in minutes. And let me explain to you why I say that. Depending upon which state you live in and how hard it is for you to get an LLC or a sole proprietor or whatever it is that you want to list your business as, you can literally go online to your Secretary of State and go ahead and get you an LLC and have your name and documents. So, and you get approved by the state. If you get approved, you are literally a business from that point on. Even if you have no customers, you are a business from that point. But the thing is, you have to understand that you need to build a team. Hello, Gladys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this episode. Yes, she said, love planning stuff. Yes, yes, yes. And she said, yes, you can do this. Yes, you can definitely do this. And to be a business owner and a leader and have the mindset to see, oh, this is something that we have to do. Planning is not naturally, most people, they may have difficulty with it if you have not developed this skill or muscle. But some people like Gladys, they love planning. But if you're not a person that don't love planning, then you're going to have to develop the skill of planning so that you can be successful. And like I said, invest in people. You build teams, not just businesses, because anybody can build a business, but can you build a team? A team that is efficient, that can, no one will know when you're not there because you have poured into your team in such a profound way that your business works even when you're not there. That is the true level of the power of an efficient CEO. Number three, you need to think in terms of systems, not tasks. So what systems do you have in order to make sure that your business operates properly? I'll never forget this year, February, I was sick. I'm talking about, oh my gosh. I went to an event in January, came back home. Many people from the event actually caught the flu. I happened to be one of them. I was literally down for the entire month of February and 2 weeks in March. So 6 weeks. I have never had the flu like that in my life. Okay, that was the worst, one of the worst experiences of my life. I have never experienced flu like that. Okay, with that being said, no one knew that I was sick other than some of our podcasters or people that was in my immediate family or my inner circle. They knew I was sick. But as for all of you that watch and listen to our shows, guess what? The company still was going on without me. Why? Is because we have a team, we have systems, we have automation, we have delegation, we have streamlined operations. So, in order for you to be a CEO the right way, you need to make sure that your business can operate even if you're not there. And if you are the only person that can do everything in your business, that is not a good thing, because I know sometimes when you have, and I had to work on this myself, when you know you have unique gifts, skills, and talents, and you're afraid to teach everybody all of the things that you know because you're afraid that they'll try to take your intellectual property and try to go and do something, or whatever like that. But you have to get out of that. And then it's paperwork and agreements that you can put in line that they need to sign before they start working with you so they can protect your intellectual property. That's when you need to learn how to talk to a lawyer, get you the proper documentation in order to protect stuff like that, right? But what I am saying is that you need to think in terms of systems, not tasks. Everybody have things that you have to do on your checklist every single day. But once you start executing these systems, you will notice that your business will flow better. You will be less stressed because things are working. And systems include systems of operation for your business as well as systems of operation for people. Having your power team enlisted so that they will know what to do when you're not there. Just like when I was out for 6 weeks, the businesses kept going without me, and no one knew because they were still seeing their podcast shows, they were still listening, watching, we were still doing all the things that we always do. So go, if you don't have that system or that plan planned out, that is something that you definitely need to do right now, especially if you're a business owner, because unforeseen occurrences happen every single day and we're only human. Yes, Gladys said each one reach one. Yes, so true, so true. Number 4, you need to be the visionary, not the worker. You need to be the visionary, not the worker. Many times as business owners, when we first start out, it's understandable that you're going to be working inside your business, outside your business, around your business, and everything in between, because you're just starting out and you may just be a member of one person until you're able to enlist a team, until you're able to get these systems in place. But at some point, you need to switch from that mindset and all those duties to being just what you're supposed to be, the leader and the visionary. And you need to employ workers, whether they're independent contractors or employees. You need to have people doing the vision that you have, not you having the vision and working the vision. Okay, because your job is to create the future for your business, for your legacy, and also for the people that is the person that is in support of your vision. Because think about it, people who join your business, more than likely they just didn't join just because they wanted a job. It's a little bit different for entrepreneurs. They join because they saw something about your business, the brand, that resonate with them, and they want to be a part of that vision. And so you need to make sure that you, the visionary, is not just, you're not a worker within that vision, because your job is to consistently create the future and not just manage it today. Number 5, you need to develop a winning leadership presence. You need to speak, act, and think like a CEO that you are aspiring to become, which means you're going to pour in yourself the things that you need to know. You're not going just to be a person that's pour out to everyone else. You're going to make sure that you have people that pour into you. You're going to make sure that you are always learning, looking for better ways in order to run your business. Get feedback so that you can be able to fix things that will make the experience of being or purchasing from you a great experience that has results, whatever it is that you are providing. So this is how you have that CEO mindset, and this is how you work yourself from being that having that employee mindset. You need to think like a boss and act like the leader that you are. Let me give you a quote. A guy named Michael his last name is Gerber. He said, work on your business, not in your business. So if you're working on your business as an entrepreneur, that means that you are working as the visionary. You are bringing in the future. Not You do not want to be working in your business 24/7. In the beginning, you will be working in your business because until you get employees and systems in place. But it should be a cutoff point where you are just working on your business is not and not in your business. Let me give you a Bible scripture. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So what does that mean? If you have no vision, no lasting vision for whatever it is that you're doing, and you're supposed to be in leadership, guess what? The people will fall off. because where there is no vision, there's no purpose. And if you don't have your vision cemented and keep building on your vision and making it better, then guess what? The people who was opt into whatever it is that you're doing, they will fall off because they have no clear direction. So as the CEO, as the visionary of your business, you need to make sure to keep that vision very clear. It needs to be clarity so that the people can understand what they're supposed to do so they can follow through. On this day, I want you to upgrade your mindset to the CEO mindset for those of you who are entrepreneurs, those of you who may be inspiring to become an entrepreneur. You can put these 5 tips and strategies into play right now and allow CTR Media Network to help you level up. How can you do that? By downloading our CTR Media Network app today, and you will be able to experience so many different interviews from multiple levels of entrepreneurship, from the beginning entrepreneur all the way up to a 6, 7, and 8 figure entrepreneurs. They're sharing their insight with you. I had a couple of interviews on my show from multi 5 figure business owners and also millionaires, multimillionaires, and a husband and wife billionaire couple that was sharing their expertise with you. Go back and watch those interviews, as well as other people on the CTR Media Network. They have had multiple levels of CEOs on their show, all sharing this particular information with you. So take it in, because they not only speak it, they are living it like myself. So for me, I'm a person like this. I love reading books, or I would say listening to books, because I love me some Audible. But I prefer hearing it and learning from people who have already been there and done that, because they can give me information and insight that a simple book, may not be able to give me. Because some books are just in theory, some books is just in happenstance. This is what you need to do for this, technical. But when you get a person and their real life experiences, they can tell you the nuances that a book cannot share, because they live that story. Okay. And so that's why I am so open with sharing with you my wins, and also most importantly when I am not, or when I'm had a loss. And I look at losses as just learning experiences. Some are big, some are small, right? And that's why I share it with you, because I want you to understand the behind the scenes of what entrepreneurship really look like. It's very easy for people to tell you all about all the good stuff of entrepreneurship, but I feel like the most value that we can give to someone else who is a new or inspiring entrepreneur is to tell them the truth about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, so that you will not come in with this fantasy that entrepreneurship is easy. Okay, you will not come with the fantasy that if I start today, I'm gonna be a millionaire tomorrow. That has happened to some people, but it's very rare and few in between. It takes years, sometimes decades, before you can even reach the millionaire status. Okay, a lot of time, and you can reach millionaire status, but you are not bringing home $1 million. Let me explain that. So you can reach $1 million status in your business, or over $1 million status gross income. I'm gonna speak to you like an employee for a minute. Grossly, you made maybe $1.5 million. Your business brought that in. But honey, once you get the taxes, the overhead, the expenses, and everything like that, cover you may bring home maybe about $450,000 when you start thinking about everything that you got to pay, overhead. You're thinking about you paying your employees, independent contractors. You have to also do operational costs. You have to come in and pay a higher point in taxes than the average person. You have to pay for the systems that you're using to operate. And we use quite a bit of systems that we have to operate with, and that's just some of it. You may have to buy new equipment. You may have to fix some stuff in your business building, or you may have to purchase a new building. all of these things. Now, if you have to purchase a new building, you might as well say that you ain't making nothing, because a new building can cost you over $1 million by itself. So you need to understand the nuances of what that looks like. Okay. And so having the CEO mindset and also getting the experience from people who actually live it, all right, you'll see these books talking about how to make seven figures, how to be a seven-figure business, but they are just telling you all the happy part. They're not telling you the nuts and bolts of, yeah, you may have covered $1.5 million, but once you get done with it all and everything that you have to do, um, you didn't make $1 million net pay. You didn't bring that home. You made it, but you did not bring that home. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in some cases, you may bring home 350,000 after 1.5. It just depends on how your business set up and all the things and employees and everything like that. Because literally, you could have to pay. It depends on how you're paying your employees. That's a long story. But anywho, what I'm telling you is that that's why I like to listen from people like myself who we live it, and also from individuals that are on a higher level than you. They gonna know more than you, because guess what, they're not just reading something in a book, they're living it every single day. And so even though books are great, but I love when I meet entrepreneurs that's telling me the good, the bad, the ugly, the everything that's raw. Like, let me know, give me all the information so I can decide whether or not I want to walk through this particular door or not, or whether maybe I want to pause on it to get some things together, then I'm going to go and do this, right? And so on CTR Media Network, we have so many interviews from various different podcasters and their guests that comes on, that literally, I remember a interview that I had, and he is a multimillionaire. Oh my gosh, his name just left my mind just now. I did not have my morning coffee. Normally I have my coffee before I come on, but I skipped it today. But anyway, you'll be able to see it. Just go to the Tina Ramsey show on CTR Media Network. And he is literally giving it to you raw, like what he had to go through, how he was able to go from rock bottom to be able to build and scale, the difficulties when he had his new wife, and then once he got to a certain point, he had to pay his ex-wife so much money a month, and he did not have he hit rock bottom. He didn't have enough money to pay for it, pay for the alimony or whatever that he had to pay his ex-wife every month, and he had to go to his current wife to ask her to help him pay his ex-wife, and she literally threw her pocketbook at him in disgust. She was like, I know you're not asking me to pay your ex-wife. Like, she was furious. And he said from that point on, he said he had to figure this thing out. And he had to go out and find him a financial advisor, or a coach, or coaches that were financially free, that did not have to work, but they just chose to work because they was working from a different place. And he shared that raw journey of how he was able to go from rock bottom, and how he was able to build and stabilize his seven-figure business. So those are the things that you need to do in order for you to grow. Those are some things that I do. Yes, Gladys said, each one teach one. And she also said, entrepreneurship is worth it because it is a process. That is so true. So, on that note, you guys, take this information, know that you are that CEO that you always want to be, but it takes work. Okay, do not believe this fantasy that you're going to start this business tomorrow. I know sometimes when you join direct sales, or it in the marketplace, they call them MLMs, multi-level marketing. I know, and there are some companies that are very good that are MLMs, but there are some that are not. And trust and believe, I done been with quite a bit of them. But I would say this: don't believe the pie in the sky routine. Even if you are a direct salesperson, part of an MLM, it is going to take work. It is going to take dedication. It's going to take work. It's going to take planning. But I encourage you, don't put all of your time in someone else's business. It's okay to have MLMs, but that should not be your main business. That should just be an add-on to whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. So, and that was one of my mistakes that I did early on in business. I put all my time and effort in other people's businesses and did not take the time to build my own. Now I flip it. I take the time needed to build my own business, and yet I still do direct sales and MLM, but it is not my main source. It is not my main business. It is not um something that I depend on in order to live. It's something that I add on for multiple streams of income. And so, but in any case, it takes a lot to build any one. And so, I'm not against MLMs, but I am against you and sometimes the heavy how can I say it? That pressure sales that they do to kind of like get you all emotional, to get you like, yeah, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that. They don't tell you that that's gonna be maybe between 1 to 5% they're gonna have that $1 million status, because it depends on how far down you are in the chain will determine your income. You will the average person with an MLM make maybe $500 if that a month, and if you cross over to making $1,000 a month, that's good. Now, it's some rare cases where you can go from the bottom of the chain and then you can work yourself up. But I'm telling you, you got to work that thing night and day. I do MLMs, but I do them only as an added resource, not as my main business anymore. Okay, not as my main business. So what is it that you can do that will incur you to be able to get 100%? And then what else can you do if you do want to do MLMs or direct sales where you're getting maybe 5 or 1.75%? Because if you think about how much you actually get for the work that you're doing, you're really more like an affiliate versus a partner or a business owner, right? And so it's different things. One day I'm gonna have to come on and just talk about MLMs and direct sales, the good and the bad, the things that you need to know versus the things that they don't tell you. And I had to learn this the hard way, because I have been a part of MLMs for a long time, but I had to learn what place an MLM or direct sale business play in my life. And I used to put it first. I used to put all my blood, sweat, and tears and money into someone else's business. And I had to learn that it serves a place, it can help, but you should always put the most effort into your own thing and allow the MLM or the direct sale, if it's not making you the money that you want it to make, you need to allow that to be an additional source of income and not your main source if it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And if you're not willing to put in the work that it takes in order to build and scale it, then it's not going to work. And sometimes you put in the work and it still don't do too much like you would like for it to do, because that's just how the system is built up. And it's okay. You just have to learn how to place it properly. Okay. There's a place for all of that in business, but sometimes we put it in the wrong place. We put it first when it should be about fifth or sixth. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. That's a whole different subject. All right, because there are some good MLMs and direct sale companies out there. You just need to make sure you're a part of the right one. On that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. Go check out all those interviews from real life CEOs and entrepreneurs who have hit rock bottom that made them catapult to the top. Yes, yes, yes. So they are doing it. We are doing it. And I need you to take the advice from us because we are living it. It's not a game. We are living it. We done been through some stuff. And by listening to us, you can potentially avoid your own situation. That won't have to be a problem that you have, because now you know, like, whoa, I know not to do that. Because that cost Tina $26,000. That was a $26,000 mistake right there she made. Okay. But anyway, on that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, and download the app today on your cell phone, computer, or any electronic device because guess what? It's free at ctrmedianetwork.com.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.